welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. If you guys have a Chevy Cruze or a Chevy Sonic, guys, and you're trying to find your knock sensor, stay with us, guys. We will show you where it's located and how to replace it. Now, we're demonstrating on Chevy Cruze, but the same engine is used in Chevy Sonic. We guys have more than 200 videos on this car and this engine alone, so please guys subscribe. Our goal, guys, is to save you as much money as we can. So all the tools and parts that we use will be listed in the description of the video below. So this is the Chevy Cruze now, guys, and I'm going to show you where the knock sensor is. We also, guys, started a new channel called Electrical Car Repair Live. Please give it a like and subscribe. We're uploading quite a few videos on this car there as well. So looking at the engine, guys, usually on the V6 engines it's somewhere between the cylinder heads. However, on that 4-cylinder, guys, okay, your knock sensor is actually behind the intake. Now, that's the bad news. The good news, it's replaceable without removing many things. Okay, there is a trick about that. What you have to do, okay, you need to jack your car up in the air. Okay, have it on jack stands on this side and this side here as well, you can see. After that, guys, okay, let me show you. I need to go underneath the vehicle. Okay, we need to go all the way towards the back of the engine. Okay, we're getting there. Give me just a minute, please. Okay, now, looking at it that way, guys, okay, what do we need to do? Okay, you have the... Okay, let me see if I can get the light off and situate it so I can show you a little bit better, because it's very limited room here to stick the camera to get a good angle. Okay, so I'm just going to place my light, okay, like that, so I can be able to maneuver the camera around. Now, looking at it this way, guys, okay, this wire right here goes to your knock sensor, which is behind the intake. Okay, this is your intake here, and that bracket here now, okay, this bolt and this bolt will need to be loosened. Okay, we'll be using E10 socket. Okay, this is called a reverse torque stand socket, like this one here, and I'm going to remove, okay, this bolt here now. Okay, you can see I'm trying to get a little bit of a better angle here. It is getting loose, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this one now, guys, quick, and we'll continue. Alright, guys, this is the bolt, you can see, okay, right there, I removed this one. Now, unfortunately, okay, we have one more bolt, okay, that we need to remove, and I'm talking, okay, I don't know how I can get a better view. Okay, this bolt, okay, right here. This is right above the open, so I'll get this one loose and show you what we need to do next. Alright, guys, so I got it loose to where it's going by hand now. Okay, that bracket is going to fall, so you have to hold it with one hand because it's going to hit you on the face. Okay, I got the bolt out. Now I'm going to pull the bracket out as well. This is the intake support bracket. And these guys, okay, right here, okay, that thing up there, that's your knock sensor, guys. You can see where it's located, right above the open. So we'll go ahead, get the tool and remove it now. So that knock sensor, guys, unfortunately, okay, I cannot get the socket in there. Okay, let me show you why, because it's hitting on the, okay, I'm too close to the intake, so it doesn't work. So now I've seen people using vice grips, okay, pliers, and remove that bolt, and you don't have to remove the intake, but in our case, guys, I'll do it correctly, and obviously you have to remove the intake in order to do that. Okay, in order to remove, okay, this bolt, okay, right there. So that's what we'll be doing next. We'll show you how to do that and know what to expect. So a few things that we need to do now. first, okay, we'll disconnect the battery, stay with us, we'll show you how to do that, and second, we'll continue. So, what we're going to do first, guys, okay, we're going to disconnect the positive cable here. Okay, excuse me, the negative. Okay, negative needs to be first when you remove it. It's very important how you do it, so you don't burn anything off. Remove that negative cable completely. Positive cable now. Okay, get it loose. And now I'm going to get a quote or something, okay, to put underneath so it's not going to touch the positive terminal, okay, when I remove it. So usually what I do, I place it on the terminal, okay, like that, to insulate it, make sure that it's not touching. So now, guys, we'll need to disconnect the fuel lines because the fuel injectors are actually on the intake manifold, okay. And now what we'll be doing, guys, it's extremely dangerous, okay. There is always a chance to catch your car on fire, to have gasoline sprayed in your eyes, so be prepared, use eyewear. What you can do, guys, before we disconnect the car battery, you can remove the fuel pump fuse and start the car until it runs out of fuel. And this is your fuel line. When it runs out of fuel, you're going to decrease the pressure in the fuel line that we'll need to disconnect. Also, guys, the correct way to do it, that's the only way I recommend. There is a special tool, okay, that you can release the pressure out of the fuel system. Okay, right here. We do not have this one. So what I did, I already started the car, okay, and ran out of fuel, but you still have some pressure, so be prepared. And next I'm going to show you, okay, the tools that we're going to use and how to remove that intake manifold. Okay, so we're on the air filter box now. You can see, okay, that clamp, we're going to remove it now here. Okay, I'm going to get it loose because we'll need to remove the intake boot. Okay, it just needs a little bit more. Perfect. Now we have one more that's towards here. Okay, and I'll go grab a short screwdriver. Give me a second. Or you can use, guys, I believe a 7 or 8 millimeter socket, and there is one clamp right here. Okay, that I'm trying to get loose. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and pull the intake boot out of the way. You can see just like that. I'm going to set it on the side. Now, guys, we're going to need a torque sturdy socket. Okay, like this one here. I'm going to get the little impact now. And we'll remove, okay, 4 bolts on the throttle body, but before we do that, okay, let me explain what we'll be doing. Now, we need to go ahead and drain the coolant, guys. I just realized that. So stay with us, I'll show you how to drain the coolant. Because that throttle body, okay, this line, okay, right here, this is coolant coming from the overflow bottle. We'll need to disconnect it. And also there is another one, okay, coming from right here. So those two are coolant lines, and you have one circulation line on the bottom. So we'll go ahead, drain the coolant, and we'll continue. So for draining the coolant, guys, I would recommend to have the car engine really cold, so leave it overnight, okay, to make sure that the engine is cold. Also, you want to, okay, open that cap before you start a little bit, okay, open it all the way for a little bit to get the pressure out of the system if there is any pressure, because if the system is under pressure and if it's hot coolant, it can severely burn you and cause really bad injuries. So let's go ahead and start on it now. So I'm going under the car now. We're going to need a Torx 20 star looking bit, okay, and you can see, guys, okay, this cover here now, okay, this is the cover for the bumper, okay, and if we come all the way here, okay, there is one bolt. Once I remove it, guys, I'll be able to show you where exactly it is. One screw. Now we have one more here. One more next to it. Okay, these two you don't need to get them. Check it out. Now these two are a separate thing. Then we need to get this one here. One more on this side. And then guys, I need to go on this side. Okay, this is the passenger side of the vehicle. Okay, and we have one more guy holding in the corner right there. Okay, so let me see. Okay, what else is holding here now? If we have anything else holding. Okay, now you do guys, you pull back, okay, and you pull it out. Okay, you can see just like that. Now you can see your radiators here as well, the condenser, all that is here. Okay guys, so now we're on the passenger side of the vehicle, and if we come underneath, okay, you can see that white thing there. This is your radiator, okay, drain plug. So, okay, let me get in here. What we have to do, grab this guy. Okay, wear gloves, always. We have a bucket underneath ready to catch it. Okay, it's going everywhere now. So as you can see guys, I removed the whole plug now. I'll let it drain like that for a little bit. Okay, you can see it acts like it's not getting enough air in the system. So what we can do, okay, we can go on top and we can release, okay, the cap right here. Okay, and it's going to go really big time. So let's get one person to remove this cap. Okay, and while we're removing it, I'm going to adjust the bucket to make sure that we catch everything. Okay, check it out now. It's coming real nice. So, perfect. We will let it drain guys like that for probably about 5 minutes to make sure everything comes out. Okay, you can see it decreased now. And we'll continue with the next step. All we have to do now guys, okay, we're ready to continue. We can go ahead and install our drain plug. Always use gloves guys when you're touching coolant. Don't ask why I don't use it, but it's very poisonous, so always use gloves. Okay. Okay, perfect. Get it tight by hand. Okay, and we're ready here. Okay, with the coolant being drained guys, okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to disconnect the hoses, okay, right here now. And okay, let me show. We'll disconnect. This is a breather hose right here that goes to the cylinder head, and there is one spring. Okay, let's see if you can see the spring. Okay, this way. Okay, you can see I pull it back like that. Once you pull the spring, okay, you grab it, okay, and you can pull that hose up. Now this is the other hose that we'll be disconnecting, and this okay, little guy right here. Don't put it like I did here, because what will happen if you drop it guys, it's going to go inside the engine. So on this one, okay, what you do, you press in here, okay, and you need to release the teeth on it. But it's a little bit tricky, to be honest with you. Okay, it came loose. Perfect. You can see we don't have coolant, so we don't need to worry about that. I will grab the pliers quick. Okay, and go ahead and remove the little hose right here. This is a coolant hose as well. Perfect. And pull it out. Okay. Just like that. Now, I'm going to get, guys, the torque sturdy socket, okay, like this one here, and we'll remove 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Okay, let's pull the camera a little bit back because I won't be able to get the two in there. So you guys, I should be able to pull that throttle body out. The only thing holding now is the wire. Okay, and this wire, I'll disconnect it in just a second. Okay, let me grab the bolts out first. Okay, this is the last bolt. I know my hands are in the way sometimes, but okay, right here now. Okay, you need to press in and pull it out. Okay, and the throttle body is out now. Why we needed to remove that? Because in order to remove the intake, you have one hidden bolt. Okay, let me point right here, and that bolt you cannot remove it. Okay, without removing the throttle body. So next, guys, we're going to use the fuel line removal tool. Okay, let me explain what will need to be done. Okay, this is your fuel line. You need to lift up a little bit, spread this guy on both sides and pull it out. Okay, like that. Then pull down and remove it. Now this thing will be under enormous amount of pressure. Again, wear eye protection. Have a fire extinguisher on the side, because if you spill fuel on hot engine, hot parts, spark, open flame, something, it can cause a fire, guys. So we'll get fuel removal tool. You can find it listed in the description of the video below. Okay, what we need to do now, we need to get it in like that. Then we go up. Okay, we need to push that line down first. Then we go up with that thing to lock it in place. Okay, you can see it sunk in. Now I'm going to hold a towel here so it doesn't spray in my eyes, or at least to reduce the risk. Okay, and it came out. So we disconnected that one already. I'm going to put the two back. And what else we need to do? Right here. Okay, we need to disconnect this clamp. Remove the fuel line. Okay, out of the way. You can see how it's dripping gas. Okay, that's normal. Now, guys, we still need to do more. And what we need to do, we need to go ahead and disconnect the cables now here. Okay, check out these cables. What will need to be done? Okay, we need to pull that thing, okay, out like that. Okay. And eventually the cables will come loose. It's just a little bit stuck. Now, right here, okay, we need to pull that clamp out. Oh, come on. Let me get a screwdriver. Okay, press in here. Pull on one side. Then press on the bottom. Okay, get it loose like that. Next, guys. Okay, we need to remove more coolant lines. Okay, that coolant line, okay, that goes to the throttle body. Okay, this line will need to be fed from here all the way to the radiator, to the coolant overflow bottle. Remove that clamp, and now we need to remove, okay, that line. Okay, just like that. So you can see this guy is out of the way. However, guys, okay, we have one more line that we need to disconnect. Okay, let me show you. We'll be working on this side now. This is your thermostat housing right here, and this line goes to the throttle body. That's one of the lines. So I'll need to go ahead and remove this one. Okay, and let me explain now again. It's the same design like the one on the throttle body. You need to push in here. Okay, and this thing is really really stuck, guys. Okay, perfect, came out. Now the trick about that one, okay, let's see how we can remove it, okay, without breaking it, because that thing is very fragile coolant line. Okay, so we're ready on this side. Now we go. Okay, let me follow the line. Okay, you can see it goes in the holder here. Okay, now let's hold the camera, and I'm going to try to twist that guy around somehow and make it come out. Okay, perfect, just like that. So we don't have any coolant lines holding in the way anymore, so that should be a big advantage. Okay, let's see now what else we need to do. Okay, now we need to go under the vehicle, guys, and there is one bolt that we're going to remove, and I'm going to show you where you need to remove that bolt before we proceed, so we can actually just work on top from that point on. Okay, we need to go all the way towards the back of the engine. Okay, we're getting there. Give me just a minute, please. Okay, now looking at it that way, guys. Okay, what do we need to do? Okay, you have the. Okay, let me see if I can get the light off and situate it so I can show you a little bit better, because it's very limited room here to stick the camera to get a good angle. Okay, so I'm just going to place my light, okay, like that, so I can be able to maneuver the camera around. Okay, this is your intake here, and that bracket here now, okay, this bolt and this bolt will need to be loosened. Okay, we'll be using E10 socket. Okay, this is called a reverse torque stand socket, like this one here, and I'm going to remove, okay, this bolt here now. Okay, you can see I'm trying to get a little bit of a better angle here. It is getting loose, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this one now, guys, quick, and we'll continue. Okay, guys, this is the bolt. You can see, okay, right there, I removed this one. So this is the bottom of your intake manifold, and right here, guys, you need to disconnect these wires. Okay, you pull them out, there is a bracket, and once you disconnect them and we remove the bolt already, we should be ready underneath, hopefully, because I don't want to get underneath again, and we'll see what else we need to do on top. So guys, now I'm going to disconnect. Okay, this is the purge valve right here. Okay, that purge valve goes in the intake manifold. Okay, it's supposed to be on this bracket right here, like that. So what I'll do, I will disconnect the wire here. Okay, right here you press down and you pull it out. Then I will disconnect that line. Okay, you just pull that red thing out. Okay, and out of here. Now you have to be extremely careful not to break that thing. Okay, next we need to remove one bracket now, guys. Okay, because that bracket is actually holding the wires for the intake, okay, manifold. So let me just check here quick. Okay, you can see that bolt will need to be removed now. Okay, let me see if this bolt is actually with a E10 socket. Okay, this is E10 socket right there, reverse torques. All that will be listed again, guys, in the description of the video below for your convenience. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the bolt. Okay, let's see if that thing is going to come loose. Yep, perfect. I'll disconnect the map sensor here on the back side. Okay, let me get a small screwdriver because I think that and it's stuck there. Okay, perfect. We'll remove that one now, guys. Next, what do we need to do? We'll need to start removing some bolts now, guys. Okay, and this one will be with reverse Torx 12. E12 socket like this one here. So, okay, let me see if I can show you now. We have one bolt right here. Okay, and the good thing, once you get those loose, they go by hand really easy. Now what I recommend, okay, let me get a paper towel. I'm going to put something here so I don't drop any tools, but you have to be careful to remove that thing later before you start your car or you're going to kill it. Now one more bolt. Okay, let me just get in a good angle because... Okay, on top. So you have two bolts on this side. Okay, those are ready. Now, we have, guys, okay, one in this hole, okay, right here. This is another bolt. Now, I don't know how I'll be able to remove that one when I get it loose, to be honest with you. Because it's very, very bad spot. Let's see, maybe if I get a screwdriver I'll be able to bring it up. Or we can just leave it here and remove it when we remove the intake. That's an option too. I don't know if I'll be able to drop it though. Okay, I'll get me the thin pliers quick and we'll continue, but let me remove the other ones because I'll need to get all of them with the pliers probably. So you can see this is the fourth bolt now. Okay, this one is coming loose as well. I was able to pull this one out. You can see how long of a bolt it is. Okay, like that. All of them are, I think, the same size, the same length. Okay, just this one I think, and we have two more after that. And I just realized that we have one more hose that we need to disconnect, and I'm going to show you where. Okay, this one is down there as well. I'm going to come on this side now. Okay, and we have two more to remove, one on top, one on the bottom. Those are at least easy to remove because you can reach them with your fingers. And we have one more on top. This one here as well. Now guys, okay, let me show you with the camera where we have one more hose. Okay, you can see this hose right here. This is a vacuum hose that goes, okay, let me see exactly to follow it. It goes in the brake booster right here. So what we'll do, okay, we're going to press in that thing here. Okay, and pull it out. You can see like that. You have two places where you can press in, but usually I find out that if you press one of them, most of the times it will work, not always. Now, I should be able to pull that intake, guys, out of the way any minute. The bolts, I'll just leave them there. Okay, because I don't think they can drop, to be honest with you. I can probably reach them if I need to, but I'll leave them like that and see if I can remove it now. Okay, let me check all other wires, because we have a wiring harness somewhere else as well. We should have one on the, okay, down there on the runner control valve. So we'll see how that's going to come out. Next guys, okay, I'm going to grab it. Okay, you can see it started coming out. Okay, let's see if I have anything else holding. I should have one wire for the runner control valve, as I said. So let me come on this side, okay, and just to see what else is holding there. Or if we have anything at all, because you don't want to damage anything, right? So, okay, let's hold the camera and see if it's going to come loose now on top. Okay, now you can see guys, this is extremely tight fit, and what I recommend to do, you don't want to break your breather hose, so let me show you what I will be doing now here. Okay, this is your PCV breather hose. I'm going to press in here and pull up at the same time. There is a tooth, one here, one on this side. Okay, and I'm going to pull that harness out. Okay, let me pull this one here as well. This one, you kind of like pry it a little bit sideways. It tends to work out in most cases. And I'm going to disconnect the breather hose. Okay, right here there is one metal clamp that I need to pull back, like we did on the other side, and I'm going to disconnect it here because I don't want to break that thing, guys. It's probably expensive. Everything's expensive nowadays, so trying to minimize the damage as much as we can. So let me see now if we have anything else holding here, guys. Okay, I'm going to disconnect the solenoid here, that wire, because it's a little bit in the way. Okay, we have some wiring harness here. And I still have a little bit on the bottom holding, so let me see what's happening there now. So I disconnected the runner control valve. I'm going to show you the wire in just 1 minute, guys. When I try to pull that guy out of here somehow. Okay, without causing more damage that I should. Okay, that valve right here, I'm going to disconnect it. So one less thing to hit on the firewall. Okay, in my opinion, guys, for that little bitty 4-cylinder engine, they should have thought about it. Okay, to make it a little bit more convenient to work on. So let me see what else we're hitting here. We have the fuel line, we have a purge valve line here in the way, so all that is attached, okay, right here. So I'll remove this hose here, guys. Also the variable timing solenoid, okay, right here. This guy, I'm going to remove it as well, because I don't know how that intake is gonna come out. I thought we have enough room, but everything's so tight, guys. I cannot believe it. And I don't want to remove the engine from the engine mount just to be able to scoot it a little bit. So we'll see if that works. Okay, one bolt out. Now that solenoid will be stuck, maybe not. Okay, let me pull it out. Okay, and next, guys, let me see if that thing is going to come out. That is just ridiculous. So let me grab the screwdriver again. I'm going to pull that thing up, the wiring harness. Okay, guys, and I lifted that thing up. Okay, I laid it down, I lifted that thing up. And I'm going to attempt to pull it because I'm getting tired of that thing. Okay, finally, this is your guys' intake out of the way, just like that. Now you always have to inspect your gaskets out. I recommend every time you remove it to put new gaskets, you have to clean everything. This is your fuel injectors here as well, so that's how you guys do it. So guys, with the intake out of the way now, okay, you can see your NOx sensor is located right here. You can see how easy it's to remove now, right? So again, I'm going to see how long the bolt is to see if you can remove it without removing it out, without removing the intake, but I don't think you will be able to. What I'll do, I'll first disconnect the wires, okay, right here on the bottom. Okay, we need to press in, pull out. Okay, this is the clip. Next, guys, okay, that thing has two side things. You need to squish in and pull sideways somehow. Okay, like that. Okay, it's attached here. Usually you have to squish these two things on the back towards each other and pull it out. Now we need to remove this bolt with reverse Torx. Okay, in our case it's reverse Torx 12. Okay, you can see it's not even too tight. And the bolt, guys, okay, let me show you now how long it is. So with the sensor there, okay, you have to pull it about that much to be able to remove it together with the sensor. So I don't know if you have enough room, and I don't want to damage, okay, my intake, because that's expensive part, guys. So that's how you guys remove it. The replacement part, okay, the new replacement part for the NOx sensor, guys, will be listed in the description of the video below. So Please guys, check it out. All the tools and parts again are there. Thank you for watching guys. Putting it together is in reverse order. We took it apart. And see you guys next time.